stress. I know I'm blessed, 'cause God's got his hands on me. Can't get enough of you, yeah, I'm obsessed.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a hot minute since I've been on this channel. I had a whole different other name. I was talking about makeup and wigs and everything else, but I turned that all around because I'm in another chapter in my life right now. So I want to officially welcome y'all to Let's Really Talk About It. And so this is going to be my podcast. This is going to be just like a real raw space. And I'm really excited for it and where it's going to go. I've been praying for this for a long time and asking God to guide me on if this is something I should even do. But I feel led like this is the things I need to say need to be heard. Even if it's only one or two people that watch it, that's good enough for me. And what did the Bible say? Where there's 2 or 3 gathered in his name. Yeah. Anyways, this podcast is going to be about my journey, what it looks like to give your life back to God when it's messy, when you're trying to still figure it out, and when you're still trying, like in the midst of healing still. So about a year ago, I gave my life back to God, and it's not because I had everything like together or I figured it out. Like, I was broken. I was literally a mess on the floor, boo-hoo crying on my knees. You know, like I'm talking about on the floor crying. It just came to a point to where I was like, yeah, something's got to change. This podcast is going to be about relearning life with Christ, peeling back all those layers, diving deep into the word, unlearning shame, what it's really like to be loved by God, even when we don't feel worthy. A big part of my personal story, my journey that I've been on, is living life with HSV. And if you do not know what that means, it is herpes simplex virus. Getting that type of diagnosis was so life-changing in that moment. And I thought from that moment, this was in 2023, it was at that moment I was like, what? Like me? What? Physically and emotionally and spiritually, like everything shifted. I felt like, why me, God? Like, I did everything I was supposed to do. Girl. Anyway, that's what I genuinely was feeling like. I was like, God, why me? I was taking all the steps. I was using precautions. I was getting tested. I was making sure like I did the right thing. The right thing, girl. You should have been having sex in the first place. But that's besides the point, because we're unlearning shame, okay? I felt for a while after that diagnosis, I just felt so alone was the first part. And I felt like I was like damaged goods. Like I was dirty, and I just felt like disgusted with myself. And again, that shame. And I just felt like an empty shell of a person. I remember when I was like at the point where I got over it, I like told social media, like all of social media, I was like, this is my story. But this was like pre coming back to God. But I was like, wow, like this is so freeing, letting people know. Like even when I started, again, pre God, I was like dating, I was like, hey, I have this. And it was such like a freeing moment to come into that. And I've just come to realize, like, this disease didn't cancel my calling. It didn't remove me from grace. It didn't remove me from God's love. If anything, it has pushed me, like, I'm talking about, it has given me so much confidence. It has given me a reason to do what I do in the person that I'm becoming, the woman of God I'm becoming. Okay. Yeah. And in fact, it really drew me closer to God. And the sad part about it is, after the actual diagnosis, I was still doing what I wanted to do with whoever I wanted to do. And I called myself being more careful about it and just being real and honest with the people that I was doing the things that I wasn't supposed to do with. And I think it, like I said, it came to a point where I just felt like, what am I doing? Like, what is this? There's like nothing. I feel like I'm going in circles. Like there's nothing here. What's happening? What's going on? I feel like there's a verse that I always go to and I say it in my head, and it's a pretty popular verse, but I like keep it around on a little notepad, even at my whiteboard at work, and it is Jeremiah 29:11. So we're gonna read that. Okay, so I have my Bible here, and I'm gonna be reading the New King James Version. And like I said, this is Jeremiah 29:11, a verse that I've like really been standing by lately, and it's giving me like kind of grounding me, And it reads, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope." Like, don't you just feel the revelation off of that? Like, it just feels so like there's a plan for everything. God knows the thoughts. He has a plan for us. He has a future for us. He didn't bring us here to just drop us off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my go-to verse for real. I also carry this book with me everywhere I go. It stays in my purse, in my backpack, whatever I'm carrying. It was given to me by my therapist, and it has been such a help when I've been feeling doubtful, unsure, if I'm feeling like God's not listening, if I feel like I'm removing myself, if I'm feeling alone, if I'm feeling scared, if I'm in trouble, anything you can think of, the verses are in here, and it is a wonderful book. And I use it. I use this thing almost like it's the Bible. I keep it on me. You hear me? I keep it on me. So I'm going to read Isaiah 43:2. I'm reading from the New King James Version. And if you don't know why Isaiah is, it's between Genesis and Revelation. And it reads, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned." This verse reminds me that God has been with me through every single step of the way, even when I felt alone, even when there was no one else there. He was there the entire time. He was there with me in the doctor's office. He's been there when I've been crying in the shower, boo-hoo, crying on my knees on the floor. Even when I felt like I wasn't worthy of being heard, when I felt like I was too dirty. So this podcast is going to be for the ones who are healing quietly, for the ones who are still showing up to church carrying silent pain. It's for the ones who love Jesus but feel unworthy of love. And if that's you, you are in the right place. Here's what to expect from Let's Really Talk About It. We're going to dive into faith, healing, shame, sex, forgiveness, identity, purpose, and just the things that church doesn't always touch on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they be scared to talk about stuff, but we need the real raw truth. Like people, me, we need it for real. Sometimes it might feel like a Bible study, or it might feel like you're on the phone with your friend till 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be like a set mood all the time. Like I said, it's going to be like real honest. There might be some tears. There's going to be some laughs, but I'm just going to make sure I keep it 100% real. I'm not going to show up every episode coming to y'all like I'm perfect, because I'm not. But I'm going to show up present in every episode, every whatever I'm going to call them, because I know there's someone out there who needs it. So basically, I'm here and you're here. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to heal. So if you feel like that's something that you've been needing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram and share with someone else that you may think needs this. And before I go, let me leave you with one question. What are you still hiding that God has already forgiven you for? I'm Simi. I love you guys already, and I will see you in the next one.